So here's the thing. Every so often I hear about people who find out that their creepypasta is being read on YouTube for money. And the reaction people have to this, it varies. There are people who are flattered. There are people who are like, I don't care. I don't care if they make money off of it. I'm just, flattered that they liked my story. And that's completely fine. I have no problem with that whatsoever. There's the other part, though, that gives me pause for concern, and has for a long time now, as people will be aware. People who feel violated by it. People who have written a story and posted it on No Sleep on Reddit, or any other number of creepypasta receptacles, for lack of a better term, and they don't realize, maybe for days, weeks, months, even years. They don't realize that their story has been read out loud, recorded, posted to YouTube, and monetized, sometimes for up to thousands of dollars, depending on how long the video is up and how big the YouTuber is, with sometimes not even with proper credit to the author. And that's not fucking right. I mean, it's not. Let's approach this from two angles. Is this morally correct? Now, moral is subjective as a term, of course, but just in your opinion, person watching this, in your personal opinion, don't worry about how much, other people think about it or what they think about it. In your personal opinion, is it moral to look up something somebody created, change its format, from written work to audio, or from audio to video, or to whatever, or from even, like a song, writing down the words to a song? Is it moral to take that and then monetize it? Is it moral to look at somebody's art on DeviantArt, say, that's a really good painting this person did, and then print out copies of it and sell them? Is that moral? Is it moral to look up somebody's story, read it out loud into a microphone, and put ads on it to make money for yourself? Is that moral? Now, I'm not going to answer that for you. That's something you have to answer yourself. And if you say, yes, that is moral, that's totally fine. I'm only asking what your opinion is and for you to think about it. Now let's look at it from a legal standpoint. From a legal standpoint, it's very clear. When you create a work and when you present it, when you publish it, when you post it, when you put it out for public consumption, it is immediately copyrighted. Immediately. That's the law. Copyright applies to every creative work that's created and posted out there, and the only way that is undone is if the person decides to release it into the public domain. So the way you would do that is you would say, here's my story I'm posting up. Everybody feel free to use it for whatever you want. And, then that's, that changes the license. That changes the agreement. Now that's something anybody can do anything they want with. That's why Creative Commons licenses exist. If it was okay to take someone's creative work and use it without them knowing or without asking, if that's okay legally, then why does the Creative Commons license exist? Answer that. Because the Creative Commons license, is a series of different factors, I guess for lack of a better term, that you can apply to your work. Non-commercial, NC, means that it can't be used for commercial gain. It can't be used for money. Share alike, SA, means that you have to share what is under that license with other people. You can't claim it as like a proprietary thing. You can't say, no, I'm not gonna give you this code. I'm not gonna give you this original artwork. I'm not gonna give you this file because I want to keep it. If it's under a share alike license, you're not allowed to do that. Attribution. I'm not sure what the what the letter abbreviation for attribution is now that I think about it, but attribution means that if the work is used by license and by law, it must be attributed properly to the creator. So, for example, everything I write, I put it under an NC. Oh, it's by. BY is for attribution. In other words, like, by the person. NC, BY, SA. That's my Creative Commons license that I release all my work under. It means you can use it for whatever you want as long as you're not making money, as long as you attribute it to the creator, and as long as you share it with other people and don't try to keep it for yourself. So when people like Mr. Creepypasta, Creeps McPasta, Farty Fart Pasta Face, I don't know what the fuck, all the latest, Dr. Pasta, Professor Pasta, General Pasta, Pasta Fazool, Kim Jong Pasta, all these people, when they read one of my stories and post it up online and monetize it, that's a violation of copyright law. It's a violation of the license that the work is released under. Because you're not allowed to use it for commercial gain. That's pretty much it. It's the long and short of it. So I just wanted to make this video to basically say that more and more people have come forward to me. I've heard of more and more people finding out about all of this stuff and realizing that their work is being misused. And I want the word to be spread. Because if an author wants their work to be read for money by other people, that's completely fine. The people who don't want that happening have every right to know what's going on and to know what's happening and to say, I don't approve of that, you will not do that with my work. So I think the more people know about this, the better. What do you do if someone is using your work for monetary gain and you don't approve? Well, first thing to do is contact them and ask them to take the advertisements off of it, to demonetize it. If they refuse to do that, ask them to take it down, which is sort of like a, tough love kind of thing. It's like, well, if you're not going to demonetize my story, I'm going to have to ask you not to put my story up on your site. If they still won't do that, if they say no, you got to file a copyright claim. And DMCAs are not fun. DMCAs are abused. DMCAs are demonized, often for the right reasons, because people file false DMCAs. But DMCAs also exist to stop people from making money off of work they don't own. When somebody uploads a full Steven Universe cartoon and they put in the description, I don't own this, all rights to the creators of Steven Universe, that's not how that works. So they get a DMCA filed against them, and that's a legitimate concern. When somebody reads your story out loud, monetizes it, and pretends as if they're doing you a service, it's a hard thing to have to do. But if you don't want to be taken advantage of, it's a necessary evil. It's something that has to be done. And it's something that's legitimate and legally correct. As you can see on the screen, this is a video that was legally taken down by the author, because the person with the video channel, who is Mr. Creepypasta, read it without permission and without proper credit. And what is proper credit, you ask? Proper credit is not saying, here's the link to where the story is, and linking the Creepypasta wiki. That's not proper credit. Proper credit is, this was written by, and then giving the author's name, or, just by the author's name, or, story from author's name, however you do it, but as long as you're crediting the actual author. Usually it's nice to give a link back to their work, but, whatever. But the required thing is to credit the actual author who created the work. And, doing anything less than that is not legit and is not legal, depending on the license that the work is under. I don't know, guys. I feel like these people who wantonly exploit the good nature of others, the good nature of creators, the people who exploit the hard work of people who are creating something from nothing for people to enjoy, those people who do the exploitation need to be put on notice. And they need to be told that they will not be doing this anymore. You will not be loading up No Sleep, reading a story out loud for money, and then just saying, well, fuck the author. Who knows who they are? They're just a nobody. That's not going to happen anymore. You will not be doing this any longer. That's the message that needs to be sent. And that's just in my personal opinion. Because if I can't take Mr. Creepypasta's videos, upload them to my channel with me saying, some random words over his audio every few minutes, if I can't do that and make money off of his videos, he damn sure can't do that with other people's stories. Because make no mistake, I did a video where I put in like a 20-something second clip of Mr. Creepypasta's visuals, of his image, of his, mask, of him sitting there with the mask on. That was flagged for a copyright claim. Mr. Creepypasta's company, his partner network, flagged my video for showing him on screen silently for 20-something seconds. So, needless to say, if I can't take Mr. Creepypasta's work and make money off of it, who the hell said that he gets to take other people's work and make money for himself off of it? How does that square up? And keep in mind, I wasn't even trying to make money off of his image. It's like a fucking 30-minute to an hour video. I don't know how long it was. And I had 20 seconds of him on the screen just to show people what I was talking about. But, it's like, it's just a ridiculous thing. And it has to stop, and it will stop eventually. Whether it's through these people no longer trying to become e-celebs off the backs of other people, or whether it's people rising up who don't want their work stolen and flagging their channels into fucking oblivion. It's going to end one way or another, guys. You will change what you're doing. You will change your business plan. Especially as creepypasta becomes more and more prevalent and more mainstream. Reading a story from No Sleep will carry the same legal ramifications as reading a Stephen King novel on your channel. That's the thing. You can't read a Stephen King book on your channel. You can't read a Ray Bradbury story on your channel without the without the descendants coming after you. Why the hell do you think it's all right to read the stories written by random people on the internet for money? Is it just because they're nobodies and you think nobody will care? I don't know. It's just a ridiculous thing. And I urge everybody to look up copyright law. If you disagree with anything I've said, you need to look it up and quote-unquote educate yourself, as the SJWs say these days. But yeah, I'll probably put a link in the description below to the government copyright website, but yeah. Alright, anyway, blah blah blah. Video over.